Hey, Cowboys Nation. The buzz around the team this offseason has been impossible to ignore. Honestly, it feels like every move, every trade, and every bit of front office chatter has fans holding their breath. The Dallas Cowboys are a team that always carries enormous expectations, and this year is no different. After a season full of ups and downs, the pressure to perform is palpable, especially with some of the roster shakeups that have sparked heated debates among fans. People have been questioning the management, wondering if the team has been too harsh or too lenient with certain players and whether the decisions being made are truly in the best interest of contending now or building for the future. There's no easy answer, and that uncertainty is part of what makes following this franchise so thrilling, if a little nerve-wracking at the same time. When you look at the quarterback position, it's clear that the Cowboys have leaned on consistency. Even amid coaching changes and evolving team strategies, the quarterback has historically kept the team hovering around a winning record, a level of reliability that, while not always spectacular, has prevented seasons from spiraling into chaos. Yet this year, the stakes are elevated, with questions about the offensive line, evolving chemistry with wide receivers, and a defensive unit that has seen its share of departures and arrivals. The margin for error is razor thin. Every play counts. Every misstep is magnified, and the pressure to start the season strong is immense. Fans are desperate to avoid slow starts, desperate to see the team hit the ground running and carry momentum from the very first whistle. The mantra seems simple: no more warming up, no more tentative starts, just execution from a jump. One of the offseason's most talked about storylines has been the handling of star defenders and how their contracts or potential trades have been managed. There's been a swirl of opinions about whether the team overreacted or underreacted to certain situations, and the debate among fans is passionate. Some argued that the front office should have leveraged assets more aggressively to upgrade the roster, while others believe the current configuration balances talent and future flexibility as best as possible. It's a delicate balancing act, trying to maintain competitiveness without mortgaging the future. The trade talks, the contract negotiations, and the draft strategy all feed into this tension, leaving fans scrutinizing every press release and transaction for hidden messages about the team's priorities and ambitions. Then there's the offense, which ultimately has to carry the team if they're going to exceed expectations. The season's success may hinge on how efficiently the team can move the ball and sustain drives, because the defense, while talented, may not be enough on its own to compensate for inconsistencies elsewhere. If the offense clicks and the quarterback stays healthy, the Cowboys have the potential to surpass expectations, possibly reaching 9-11 wins, a record that would put them in contention for playoff positioning. But health is always a concern, especially with so many key players dealing with the lingering effects of injuries or coming off major contract negotiations. The fans are hopeful but cautious because too many seasons have been lost to slow starts or untimely lapses in focus. Another layer of complexity comes from the team's standing in the broader league. The NFC is stacked with contenders, each team looking to exploit any weakness in their opponents. Rivalries have become even more intense, and every division game carries not just the weight of points in the standings, but also the weight of pride in history. The Cowboys are a team that can never escape the scrutiny of being America's team. Every pass, every sack, every blown coverage becomes part of the narrative, dissected in endless threads online and debated endlessly on social media. That spotlight can be a double-edged sword. It fuels the fanbase's passion, but it also magnifies mistakes in ways that can make even small missteps feel catastrophic. Then there's the question of leadership, both on and off the field. Captains are being named, players are stepping up in new ways, and there's a real sense that the locker room dynamics will play a huge role in determining the team's trajectory. Leadership isn't just about calling plays or motivating teammates. It's about culture, accountability, and setting a tone that can sustain a season of high pressure. This is particularly crucial when integrating newer players or navigating the tensions that come from off-season shakeups. Chemistry can be fragile, and a team like the Cowboys with such high expectations can't afford to let any discord fester. The draft and acquisition strategy also loom large. Every prospect is scrutinized, every potential trade discussed, and every draft pick analyzed for its immediate impact and future potential. Fans and analysts alike debate whether the team's choices will pay off in the short term or if they're simply setting themselves up for challenges down the road. Quarterback prospects, defensive stars, and versatile players who can fill multiple roles are all part of a chess game where timing and value are everything. The pressure to get it right is enormous because missteps can set the team back for years, but calculated risks can catapult them to contention. Fans' expectations are higher than ever. The collective hope is that this is the year the team finally avoids the pitfalls that have plagued previous seasons. They want to see the Cowboys dominate early, maintain consistency, and show resilience against the league's toughest opponents. There's a sense that everything hinges on performance and preparation, that the team has the talent to succeed if they can execute and stay healthy. The margin for error is slim, and every week is an opportunity to prove whether the team can live up to the legacy of being one of the most scrutinized franchises in the league. And of course, debates rage about specific players who will rise to the occasion, who might disappoint, and how the team will adjust in game to the evolving challenges. From cornerbacks stepping up against elite receivers to running backs carving out yardage in crucial moments. Every role matters. Fans are watching not just the stats, but the intangibles, effort, leadership, and the ability to perform under pressure. A single turnover or blown assignment can become the talking point of the week. In a league where margins are often measured in inches and split-second decisions, attention to detail is everything. Even beyond the field, the culture around the team is electrifying. Social media reactions, fan commentary, and community engagement create a constant feedback loop where excitement, frustration, and anticipation blend together. The team's identity is shaped not only by its roster and coaching, but by the energy of the fans, the weight of history, and the sheer intensity of following a franchise with national significance. Each game becomes a narrative, a story of triumphs and setbacks that unfolds in real time, week after week. And the sense of belonging to that narrative keeps fans invested through thick and thin. Ultimately, the challenge for the Dallas Cowboys is to navigate this high-stakes environment while delivering results on the field. They must balance talent, strategy, and execution, all while managing expectations and pressures from fans, media, and the league itself. Every season is a test. Every play a statement, and every decision, from trades to draft picks to on-field adjustments, carries weight. Fans want victories, but they also want to see progress, resilience, and the emergence of a team capable of contending at the highest level. As the season looms closer, all eyes remain on the Cowboys' offense, because in many ways, this is the unit that will define how far the team can go. The quarterback, armed with his experience and leadership, must stay healthy and consistently perform at a high level. Every throw, every read, every timing adjustment matters, because the margin for error is razor thin. The receiving core has been under scrutiny all offseason, and now is the moment to prove that the chemistry can translate into explosive plays on the field. The offensive line also carries a tremendous burden. They're tasked with protecting the quarterback while opening lanes for the running game, and if even one link falters, it can derail the entire rhythm of the offense. Football at this level is a game of precision, and the Cowboys will need to operate like a finely tuned machine to compete against the NFC's elite. Defensively, the challenges are equally complex. Losing or trading high-impact players has left questions about depth and flexibility. The remaining core must step up, and the younger talent must rise to the occasion. The team's ability to adapt in-game to shift coverage schemes and respond to opponent tendencies will be crucial. A single, blown assignment can swing momentum instantly, and against high-powered offenses in the division, there is no room for error. Fans are watching closely to see how new leaders on the defensive side command the huddle, communicate adjustments, and inspire confidence in those around them. The Cowboys have the talent to succeed, but translating that talent into consistent performance week after week is the challenge. Special teams, often overlooked, but critical and tight games, will also play a decisive role. Field position battles, successful conversions, and reliable kicking can be the difference between winning and losing. A missed field goal or a botched return can dramatically shift momentum, and in a division loaded with talent, every point counts. Coaches will be emphasizing attention to detail and execution, and players will need to maintain focus in high-pressure situations. The margins are slim, and the margin for error is virtually non-existent. The psychological dimension of the season cannot be underestimated either. Cowboys fans are among the most passionate and critical in the league. The team operates under a microscope where every misstep is magnified and every success celebrated loudly. Players must balance the pressure of expectations with a need to perform consistently, which requires mental resilience and focus. Veteran leadership, both in the locker room and on the field, will be vital to maintaining composure and guiding younger players through the highs and lows of the season. Confidence can shift quickly, and the Cowboys will need to ensure that setbacks do not spiral into extended periods of poor performance. Off-season training, strategy sessions, and preseason games have all been designed to prepare the team for this exact moment. The coaches have been evaluating every player, every positional group, and every matchup to find the optimal balance. The quarterback's reads, timing with receivers, and decision-making under pressure are being scrutinized intensely. The offensive line's coordination, the running back's vision and speed, and the tight end's versatility are all being measured against the team's overarching goal of consistent high production. On defense, every formation, coverage, adjustment, and blitz package is being refined to maximize disruption and limit big plays. It is a constant process of iteration, adjustment, and improvement, and the success of these preparations will be revealed in real time once the regular season begins. Trade decisions and draft picks have also set the stage for this season. Fans and analysts debate endlessly about the implications of each move, wondering if the team struck the right balance between improving now and planning for the future. High-profile trades and contract negotiations have fueled speculation about the team's priorities while also creating a narrative tension that adds to the intensity of following the Cowboys. The front office's strategy in navigating these decisions will have a direct impact on the field, shaping the roster, influencing matchups, and determining depth at key positions. Every addition or subtraction must be measured not only for talent, but for how it fits into the team's overall vision and identity. The quarterback situation is particularly pivotal. If the star signal caller can stay healthy and operate at peak efficiency, the Cowboys' offense has the potential to dominate. But injuries, timing, disruptions, or underperformance can quickly derail the team's plans. Chemistry with the receiving core, trust in the offensive line, and adaptability to defensive schemes will all be tested relentlessly. The running game must complement the passing attack, creating balance and keeping opponents off balance. Red zone efficiency, third down conversions, and turnover avoidance are all critical factors that can define the success or failure of a season. Defensively, the challenge of replacing or adjusting to departed stars is immense. New leaders must emerge. Young players must seize their opportunities, and every player must perform consistently. Coordination between the defensive line, linebackers, and secondary is essential to prevent big plays and force turnovers. Against elite offenses, the Cowboys will need to capitalize on mistakes and maintain discipline in every assignment. Flexibility, preparation, and in-game adjustments will determine whether the defense can rise to the occasion or be exploited by opposing coordinators. Offense, defense, special teams, leadership, mental resilience, fan engagement, and strategic planning all converge in this critical period. The Cowboys' season will be shaped by how well they can synchronize these elements and execute under pressure. Every detail from practice to game day, from preparation to split-second decisions, matters profoundly. Fans are hopeful, players are motivated, and coaches are focused on translating talent and effort into victories. The outcome of this season will be determined by performance, health, preparation, and the ability to respond to the ever-present pressures that come with being America's team. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In recent days, whispers have been circulating around the NFL community after Philadelphia Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni openly praised the Dallas Cowboys, igniting a firestorm of speculation and debate that has rippled through both locker rooms and fan bases. Sirianni, known for his competitive spirit and for keeping his cards close to his chest when it comes to division rivals, surprised many with unusually warm comments directed at a team historically seen as one of Philadelphia's greatest adversaries. Speaking to reporters, he emphasized the strength, consistency, and star power of the Cowboys roster, noting that their offensive explosiveness and defensive discipline make them not only a formidable opponent in the NFC East, but also a legitimate contender for the Super Bowl. While some believe his remarks were a show of respect or even a tactical move to deflect pressure from his own squad, others interpret them as genuine acknowledgement of the Cowboys' current form, which has been turning heads across the league. This unexpected gesture of admiration has fueled chatter among analysts who are already dissecting what it could mean for the future of the Eagles-Cowboys rivalry, arguably one of the most passionate and historic in all of football. As these comments gain traction, speculation has intensified regarding Sirianni's true intentions, particularly given the timing of his statements so close to the upcoming clash between the Eagles and the Cowboys. Some insiders suggest that Sirianni may be employing a psychological strategy, subtly attempting to shift the narrative away from Philadelphia's own shortcomings by painting Dallas as the team to beat. By doing so, he could be lowering expectations on his roster while simultaneously placing the burden of favoritism on the Cowboys. However, there are those who argue that Sirianni's words were not a calculated maneuver, but a candid reflection of the undeniable improvements Dallas has showcased. This season, the Cowboys' offensive line has regained dominance. Their quarterback has been delivering under pressure, and their defense has consistently rattled even the most seasoned opponents. Fans, however, are torn. Eagles supporters feel conflicted about their coach openly admiring a bitter rival, while Cowboys fans are reveling in the rare respect granted from across enemy lines. Regardless of intent, Sirianni's praise has added an intriguing layer of narrative to what is already one of the most anticipated matchups of the season. The ripple effects of Sirianni's comments have not been confined to Philadelphia and Dallas alone, but have stretched across the entire NFL landscape, drawing responses from former players, analysts, and media outlets eager to weigh in on the implications. Sports talk shows have dissected every word, debating whether this is an early concession or a subtle tactic to motivate his own roster by acknowledging the Strength of the competition. Some former Eagles legends have expressed concern, suggesting that a head coach should never give a rival bulletin board material in the form of overt compliments, while others believe the acknowledgement could serve to ignite a competitive fire within his team, fueling them to prove they too deserve such recognition. In Dallas, the narrative has been spun in a celebratory manner, with players reportedly taking Sirianni's words as validation of the work they have put into transforming themselves into serious contenders for a league that thrives on and rivalries. This sudden twist of mutual admiration has injected fresh energy into discussions surrounding the NFC playoff picture, leaving fans and experts alike hungry for the showdown that lies ahead. Amid this flurry of interpretations, the historical context of the Eagles-Cowboys rivalry cannot be overlooked, adding further weight to Sirianni's comments. For decades, this rivalry has been marked by animosity, dramatic finishes, and heated exchanges both on the field and off, making every word spoken by players or coaches carry heightened significance. The fact that Sirianni, a coach known for his fiery sideline demeanor and competitive edge, chose this moment to recognize Dallas as a championship-caliber squad only intensifies the drama. Analysts point out that rarely do coaches in such high-stakes rivalries publicly elevate their opponents, preferring instead to focus inwardly or dismiss their adversaries with vague cliches. By stepping outside of this tradition, Sirianni has not only shifted the dynamics of pre-game hype, but also inadvertently stoked the rivalry's flames, as fans from both sides latch onto his statements with equal parts pride and suspicion. It is not merely about respect, it is about narrative control, psychological positioning, and the subtleties of leadership in a league where every word can sway perceptions and stir emotions. In this sense, Sirianni's praise becomes more than just a comment, it becomes a catalyst for deeper intrigue and heightened anticipation. Ultimately, whether Nixie's words were a genuine admission of admiration or a calculated piece of gamesmanship, their impact on the broader football conversation is undeniable. The Cowboys, already under the microscope for their strong performances and aspirations of ending their championship drought, now carry an additional layer of expectation, reinforced by the acknowledgement of a rival head coach. For the Eagles, the challenge becomes how to respond, both on the field and in the court of public opinion, as their leaders. Remarks have elevated the perception of the competition. This tension sets the stage for an epic encounter that transcends wins and losses, shaping the narrative of both franchises for the remainder of the season. Fans will pack stadiums, analysts will pore over statistics, and every snap between these two teams will be magnified by the backdrop of Sirianni's surprising praise. In the end, football is not just about execution between the lines, but also about the stories that surround it. And in this case, one coach's willingness to tip his cap to a rival has created one of the most compelling plot lines of the year, ensuring that all eyes will remain firmly fixed on the NFC East. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.